Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Command Point Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, today with my co host, Shane. Shane, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
I am doing fantastic today.
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's getting what is it? It's April 19th. We haven't had a pod in a while.
Yeah. Well, that's actually not true.
Yeah, so really quick announcement before we get into the podcast. We are changing our structure a little bit with the channel and the pod. What we're doing is we're focusing more on putting out content for the YouTube channel. You guys have noticed we're doing a lot of series right now, like the How to Beat a Stardies. Go check that out if you haven't. And we're going to be shifting to do before we were doing like 3 or 4 podcasts a month, and now we're going to be switching to do only 2 a month. And the way we're going to structure this is we're going to do one pod that is basically everybody has access to it, and the other pod is going to be Patreon exclusive, just to give our patrons who we love so much access to a little bit more content.
Yeah.
So if you love the pod, if you want as much podcast content as possible, check out our Patreon, give that a consideration. But we're still going to be having every other podcast episode available to the public for everybody to listen to on Spotify and all that. And we're still going to have a ton of series ongoing on the YouTube channel. So check that out. Did I cover all the bases there?
Yeah, I think you hit everything. So, before we get into the rest of the pod, we've got our community award to give out. This was formerly titled the Legion of Chad Award, but we've renamed it to the Battle Brother Award. And so Shane, who is the proud recipient of our latest Battle Brother Award?
Well, I haven't told him yet, but
Well,
I'll
he'll
let him
find
know
out.
at some point. Yeah, it's his name is Fox. He is on our Discord. This is like quite frankly long overdue. We just haven't done a pod, like a public pod, in a while, so we haven't gotten the chance to like hand this out, so to speak. Fox is a guy that is, if you've watched any of our streams, um, you have any of our recent like tournament streams, you'll see like there's like a cool scoreboard, like this beautiful layout, so that people watching can see the score and the CP and the secondary objectives, and it's amazing. It's like the production value has just gone up so much, and he's the one responsible for that. And on top of that, Fox also single-handedly made the Kill Team Wrangler, which if you are playing on TTS, that is an amazing tool. Please do not use Battlescribe to TTS. Use the Wrangler, which I guess involves you having to use Battlescribe to
Yeah,
TTS. But
but it solves all the issues that
it
we've been
does.
having with Battlescribe to TTS.
Yeah. He decided to do the Wrangler because he was watching one of my games once during, I believe it was WWO, and one of my opponents like deleted a model, like a Battlescribe to TTS model, and those of you who are familiar with Battlescribe TTS know what happens when you delete a model. Like the whole
It
game,
just crashes.
yeah, everything crashes. It's like the scripting is just a disaster. So he just decided to make this thing, and there's all these cool tools when your kill team is wrangled. Like you can save a spot and move the model, and then load the spot back. Like you
There's
can bring up,
built-in like wound tracking,
yeah,
measurements,
yeah,
flesh wound tracking.
it's so
You
clean.
know,
It makes
it's
playing on TTS so much easier.
such a huge quality of life
Yeah,
improvement, and we really, on behalf of the community, we are proud to present him with the Battle Brother Award. So,
yeah, really nice guy too. Really
yeah,
cool dude.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we have some stuff on a lot of topics today.
We've got a lot of topics today
Yeah,
to
and
cover. Yeah,
there's so much to talk about. So we
yeah,
got a new errata.
yeah. Let's
Not
start with that.
Yeah, not even really an FAQ because they didn't answer questions. They just fixed a few things. I mean, do you have it pulled up in front of you right now? Because
Yeah, I do.
okay, perfect. So you go ahead and kick us off on that.
All right. I guess we can just go from top to bottom, or
Yeah, there's not that much on there. So
yeah. So I guess page 62 of the Pariah Nexus book, they ironed out some sort of issue with the special issue ammunition. Nothing really special there, I guess.
yeah, they actually forgot again to add combi gravs to it. So if you have a combi grav, like rules is written, you don't even get the special issue ammunition on the bolter part, but all the other combi weapons do. So
Jeez.
that should be fixed
Yeah,
hopefully
ask your
soon.
TO, but yeah. On that same page, so they kind of changed the wording for the Aquila kill team, which is once again having to do with Death Watch. Initially, this kind of read and made you think that you could have Astartes and Death Watch models in the same kill team,
Or the
uh,
roster rather.
or on the same command roster. Yeah, but now it looks like it's the opposite. Looks like Death Watch is still its own separate faction from Astartes.
Yeah,
Um,
which is
yeah,
the intention, I think. So
yeah.
good for
I
them clearing
I
that up.
was excited for it, not gonna lie, but it didn't like make a whole lot of sense. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. It's just like you're playing Astartes, but also for like one or two matchups where it's beneficial to take Deathwatch over Astartes.
Hmm.
But I don't even know if that's true anymore.
Yeah.
Moving on to the big thing from this errata, Death Denied is back in its rightful place at three at costing 3 command points. I say it's in its rightful place, but personally, I don't even think this tactic should be in the game.
Yeah.
Um, like at any points, maybe like 5 CP, four or
Maybe well
five CP. I think that'd be
maybe
that'd
like
be fair.
make it like a 4 up or something like all the other. But
Yeah,
I called it. I just want to say formally, I called it. I said they're going to fix it. I knew it. I knew that was not intentional. There's just no way. It's still really strong at 3 CP. So, Space Marine
yeah,
players don't be too disappointed.
yeah. If you're
Um,
like genuinely upset about this, you got problems,
yeah,
and you need to reevaluate the way you look at games.
yeah, I've been seeing people say that like trying to do like some sorry, my cat's making noises. Doing like this mental gymnastics to try and say, well, with all the changes in context, it's actually fine at 2 CP. And there's no universe where it's okay at 2 CP because it was pretty busted with 3 CP in the right
Hmm.
format before when they were a weaker team. So now that they're much stronger, making it 2 CP, there's just no universe where that is balanced at all.
Yeah, if you're arguing that 2 CP is the appropriate points cost for Death Denied, you're gonna hurt yourself
Yeah.
mentally. So this next change I thought was kind of interesting. This is a not I don't know if it's a change or what it is to the Sternguard veteran, but I'm just gonna read it out. A Sternguard sergeant may exchange their special issue bolt gun for a storm shield or one item from the combi weapons, pistols, or melee weapons list. If it does, it may also be armed with a special issue bolt gun or one item from the combi weapons list. A model cannot be armed with more than one storm shield. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, a Sternguard sergeant being able to take a storm shield and a combi weapon or their special issue bolt gun. I thought that was interesting. Kind of, disappointing that they can't take a melee weapon with the storm shield and have another melee beat stick. So
My favorite part about this is the Sternguard guy can now hold 2 combi weapons. So you can be double fisting combi plasmas. That's actually kind of nuts.
that is insane actually.
That's an expensive model, but hey, that's a lot of shots. 4 plasma.
Just bank your CP and have your double grav combi Sternguard sergeant just start. And so, anyways, I started blasting
Yeah,
basically.
that's what this is. Um, yeah, I mean, just being able to take like a combi weapon and a special issue bolt gun is really good. Like special issue bolt gun is sick.
Yeah, that's 2 damage, right?
It's not 2 damage;
Or is
it's
it AP2?
AP2.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
30-inch rapid fire.
Yeah. Let's talk about the change to the Stalker pattern bolt gun.
I guess the lack of change
Yeah,
because they just didn't have it in the Pariah Nexus book. Like it was already in the game, but they like forgot to put it in.
yeah.
And it's damage 1, which is weird because in Big 40K it's damage 2. So like this might even
Oh,
be
I'm actually when I first read this, I thought it was referring to the intercessors like heavy, not heavy bolt rifle. I don't even know what it's called, but whatever like the sniper variant of the intercessor's bolt rifle is, which makes it a heavy weapon. I think I don't even remember the stats because I just don't use it in anything. I don't use it in Big 40K. Never used it in Kill Team because it was just a trash gun. But Speaking of trash guns, this is also a trash gun. It would appear.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Um,
like,
I know that Deathwatch can take this, and like obviously they'll get the special issue ammunition for it, so that's something.
it's decent.
Yeah.
I mean, I think how much does it cost?
Oh, I don't even know. I never even ran it playing
I think it's
Deathwatch.
1 point, which means that it's only 1 point less than the Infernus Heavy Bolter. So yeah, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, yeah. There's a reason why you never saw it. The Captain and Gravis armor's point value has been fixed. I think it was like misprinted at
It was,
18
yeah,
points. It's
it
now
was an
100,
18 point.
108 points.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And then the last change is to the Necrons. The Lich Guard with their dispersion shields. They work just like storm shields now. So adds one to saving throws made for a model armed with a dispersion shield, excluding invulnerable saves. In addition, it has a 4-up invulnerable save.
Yeah,
So your Lich Guard that used to have a, or I guess still does, has a save characteristic of 3. You put the dispersion shield on them. Now you just got to make it 2, and it
yeah.
comes with the 4-up invuln save. So that's
Nice. Yeah,
pretty good.
that's a nice change. I mean,
Hmm.
with the point increase, before this, I was like, man, why would I ever take the dispersion shield now? Like, it was already pretty expensive.
Yeah,
Now it's like 27 points, but this is something. And it's nice to have that.
yeah, yeah. It's nice.
Don't hate it.
Yeah, I've been using the Lich Guard with the dispersion shields a lot with the Zenith 2021 packet, playing through
Hmm.
the Zenith 2021 main event.
Yeah,
So
it's been doing
and
work for you
I've
too.
I've I've loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's just a bunker.
Yep.
So I guess that's our segue into talking about Zenith.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Let's talk
do
about
you want
the.
to start since you got eliminated first?
Oh God, yeah, I was terrible. You know, it was. I got my first matchup was against Matt H, who's like probably one of the best players around.
Yes, yes.
Um, and I was so confident against demons or against Necrons with my demons, and I made a couple. It was like one or two horrible mistakes on my own part, and then there was only like one situation where the dice were bad, so I can't really blame the dice. Like he did get a crucial kill in melee with like a Necron warrior against my plague bear, which is really unlikely. And then like I gave up engage on all fronts once and like lost because of that. And then I forgot. I thought that the tireless advanced Necron ability, I thought it was in the shooting phase, or I thought it was at the end of the movement phase. And so he didn't do it. And then I was like, all right, because I was thinking if he uses that at the end of the movement
Yeah.
phase, I'll Cybolt him in the psychic phase. But he
Hmm.
didn't. And I was like, okay, so that Necron warrior won't be able to shoot. And then turns out it's in the start of the shooting phase. So I Cybolted
Yeah.
someone else. And then I got lit up by a warrior. So that was my own fault, just my own error, not knowing the tactic. And then I went to the losers bracket and played Lose, who was a great player. Um, and he was running just the most disgusting Tau build I've ever seen. Um,
Which, to be fair, is like it's like the gold standard
oh yeah,
Tau list, I think, or maybe not the gold standard, but I mean, in my opinion, it is. But it's the starting point
yeah,
for every competitive Tau list. Just
yeah.
a lot of drones.
I can't knock him for it. I mean,
No,
it's
absolutely.
it's a build where you don't need to, like you don't need to put it on the dice. And I had a game plan for it, and it required where he needed one or two things to go right, and that would like sabotage my game plan early on. Like he needed a 6 on an advance, and then he needed to win the decisive move roll off, and both those things happened, and my whole game just fell apart. And just like that, I'm out of Zenith. Quick 0-2.
uh,
Disappointment
yeah.
immeasurable.
Yeah.
Sorry for. I actually was looking because Utsikel did the challenge, like where you could do like a bracket challenge. Um, and I had the most things where people like thought I was going to win. So I'm sorry to
So what
all of
you're
you
telling
people.
me is you took a dive like Ben Askren, and
Oh no.
you must have made like hundreds of dollars under the table for some
Yeah.
side bets.
Sorry guys. I ruined your brackets. I ruined like 5 brackets, including my own. So yeah.
Yeah.
How
I
did yours go? You did better than me for
I
sure.
I did very well. I also got eliminated, but personally, I feel I did very well this tournament. My first game, I was paired up against Micromancer, again, one of the probably best players around, definitely one of the best players around. I wound up losing. I was playing Novak Necrons, obviously. And I wound up losing that game by just 1 point. What can you do there? 18 to
Yeah.
17.
You
Like,
really
what
only
can you do?
made like one mistake that game, and it was you didn't declare a cultist on a charge turn
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
that's like that if you did that, it probably would have been the other way.
Yeah. And then so I went down to losers bracket, and then I played against Semerent and his Asriani, and I was able to pull it out that game with a max score of 18. He wound up scoring 12 points. That was another great game. All of my games this tournament were great.
Yeah. Oh, same for mine too. Like I don't know if I emphasized that. Both my games were like super competitive. I love Luz and Matt, so
Yeah.
always fun to play with those guys.
Yeah, everyone I played against this tournament was were they were great to play against.
Yeah.
And then so I won that game. I was feeling good. I was feeling good. And then and then Matt H DMs me and he goes, "Hey, when do you want to play?" And for some reason in my mind, I just had it where like I knew Matt H had beat you. It's Matt H. There's no way that he's gonna lose. He's just gonna like 3-0 or however like 4-0, 5-0 this tournament. And so like in my mind, I was like, oh, I like messaged him. I'm like, congrats on the win. Because I was just in that mindset of there's no way Matt can lose. And then he's like, oh no, I lost. We got to fight to get out of losers. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yesterday, him and I we played our Necron mirror match, and it ended in a tie game of 15 to 15. But he was able to win due to having the most uh, primary score maxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, another great game. Yeah, so I'm happy with how this whole tournament turned out for me. It was the most fun I've had playing in a tournament like ever for a kill team tournament.
Well, I mean, my 2 losses were fun, but I can't say it's my favorite kill team I've ever played in
Yeah,
just
no,
because
I
of that.
mean you because you won one.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I'm playing in the it this has opened it up so that I can play in the Commanders tourney now, which is going on.
Yeah,
And that's been a ton of fun prepping for that, playing a lot of
yeah.
Commanders games. I'm running the Adeptus Sororitas and their
Oh, okay.
Canoness, which I have expressed my love for in the past. And man, Sisters of Battle are just insane in Commanders.
Yeah,
They are just so good. If you're playing Commanders, check that team out because I think they're one of the teams that go from like mid tier to like high tier
yeah.
just from that one format change.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
what does your like command roster look like for that?
Oh, it's I can just look at it right now. I've got the my only commander on the roster is a Canoness.
Of course.
I've got 2 of them. One with the tactical planner, so I get plus D3 CP at the start of the game, and they're both strategists.
Yeah.
Um, they both got the Blessed Blade, which is basically like the old Relic Blade, plus 2 strength, AP3. I've got a bunch of Arco flagellants. I've got Gottfried. I've got a couple Meltas because we're using the new
Ooh.
ultra close confines rules, so those Meltas don't get the long range penalty. So those things are awesome.
Yeah. Meltas are
Uh,
huge now
yeah,
in like
they're so
arena close confines games.
they're so good. And then I've got a Stormbolter demo because now that I've got a strategist spec, so I get more CP, I can use the Blessed Bolts tactic that Sisters of Battle get for their Stormbolter. So their Stormbolter becomes AP2 damage 2. And yeah,
Ooh.
I got it on a demo spec. So he's plus 1 to wound if they're obscured. So that's pretty scary. I got the Zealot Endurant, one of my very favorite models.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a lot of Arcos, whole bunch of them. I have the option for Repentia, but I'm not too crazy about that model.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that strong. And yeah, that's my roster basically.
Yeah. Very cool. I love that. I love the Sisters of Battle and their whole line.
Yeah, they got some cool models.
Yeah.
Everybody complains about how they don't have a lot of choices and like they don't get miracle dice, and I agree. They definitely need more. Like they need some sub factions and some like extra gunners maybe. But what they have now is still really fun to play, at least for me.
Yeah.
And speaking of tournaments on the horizon,
Oh,
next topic.
yes. Ooh, that
Yeah,
clutch segue from
there
Shane.
we
Okay.
go. There we go. Saving us from the bleak silence that
Of
happened for a
dead
few
air.
seconds there. They're the first like real big kill team tournament that's happening outside of TTS in the States is coming up in June,
Yes.
and it's the Atlantic City Open, and we're both going to be at that event. I'm playing kill team. Ryan, you're going to be playing 40k.
That's right.
So I'm super excited for that. There's going to be some really good players there. It's going to be probably GT sized. It's it's going to be because this is going to be the first big kill team tournament that I've been able to attend, obviously outside of TTS, because we've
Right.
been to some RTTs here and there, but we haven't gotten the chance to make it out to one of the big ones. Um, I know there's going to be some guys like Matt H is going to be there. I think
Yeah.
Alec Berryman, just guys that we've met on TTS that are like phenomenal players, and I cannot wait to see these guys, hang out with them, roll some dice. That tournament's going to be a lot of fun. I'm torn right now between bringing demons or orcs.
Hmm.
Probably going to do orcs because I haven't played them in a tournament in a while,
Yeah.
and I've got all these orc knobs sitting around.
Yeah,
So
you've got a lot of orc stuff
yeah,
in the post recently.
yeah. Shout out to Tim for that
Shouts
one,
out to Tim.
friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun being at a real tournament, rolling real dice again. And I'll be vaccinated by then. Well, I got the first dose, got the second one coming up in May. Like you're vaccinated, so it's like it feels normal again almost. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah. Stay safe out there.
Yeah. Yeah, really. If you can get
Uh
vaccinated, do it. Especially don't go to a tournament if you haven't been vaccinated, please.
yeah, like get the hell out of here. Like
um, what do
uh,
you why don't you talk to us about what you're bringing for 40k?
yeah. I am going to be running Ultramarines.
Ooh.
Um and you know the I love them, man, and I'm just so excited to have a full 2000 points of based painted models in a single army. I'm
Yeah.
just so stoked for that. I don't the list I have is pretty competitive. There's like eradicators, plasma inceptors. You got God, I don't even. I think like something like 13 aggressors
Ugh,
or something in
those guys
there,
are
and then
strong.
they're pretty ridiculous. And I love running the list. I've been having a lot of fun running the Ultramarines, so uh, yeah, it'll be fun just to go to a big tournament. I think the I don't know what their cap was. I think it was like 140 players or something. That's like what I heard from somewhere, but I think
It's
the
a
main
big event.
40k event is like sold out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
40k championships event, it's sold out. Um, Not sure if the kill team event is though. So
They're still
hey,
selling. Yeah.
yeah. So go check that out. It is going to be in Atlantic City, and it's going to be from June 11th through the 13th of 2021. The hotel is that it's held in looks absolutely amazing. They've got
Right.
like palm trees like next to like an indoor pool in the picture, like.
Yeah.
And hey, it's Atlantic City, man. It's the Las Vegas of the East Coast. So
Yeah. I'm excited. I've never actually been to Atlantic City, so this will be my first time there.
yeah, right.
Looking forward to that. I mean, I'm mostly going to be playing Kill Team, but there will be time to hang out. I'm so excited to meet people and just again just roll some dice. Just
Yeah,
and if you get it like a top 8 at 40k, that would be so cool because
that would be very
your
cool.
first
I'm
tournament.
no promises.
Yeah. I've played against your Ultramarines. They're scary, man.
Yeah, they're scary, but what you have cooked up in our online games is like playing over TTS is pretty crazy as well.
Yeah, I guess yeah, let's talk about 40K for a little bit because we've been I mean, you've been like looking into it for a while, obviously prepping. I'm like I'm dipping my toes in.
Hmm.
Um I'm not planning anytime soon on playing like building a physical army for the time being because it's first of all there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I'm focused on kill team. That's like my main interest right now, and I just want to go to kill team tournaments, do as well as I can there. Focus on that. Two, it's a lot of money and a
Yeah.
lot of time to
Yeah.
build a 2,000 point army, especially when you're playing Nurgle demons, which is what I'm interested in playing.
Yeah.
So my plan for a while is just play the occasional 40K game, try and like get okay at it, enter some of the online TTS tournaments for 40K. I know guys like the Warhammer 40K Discord has like huge tourneys, like 100 plus people.
Hmm.
Tactical Tortoise, that guy, he's a 40K YouTuber. He runs a lot of TTS tourneys, and yeah, I've been playing some Nurgle demons, which I understand is not like probably not the most competitive thing, at least in a vacuum.
Mono Nurgle
Yeah,
demons is
mono Nurgle.
definitely on the periphery of competitive 40K, I believe.
I just love them. I just think they're neat. You know that meme with the
With Marge
Marge Simpson?
Simpson,
Yeah,
I just think they're neat, homie. That's my
that's how
terrible Marge Simpson impression.
I feel about Nurgle demons. I just I like them. I've got a cool list though. It's been fun. I've been having success playing against other people who are like also relatively new. So my plan is to just get out there and just see how I do with this list that I think is fun and fluffy, and if I can play well, then
That's a nice bonus.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bonus. I just love some of those models, like the Great Unclean one. That guy's awesome.
Iconic.
Yeah, the
Iconic.
Beasts of Nurgle. I think Beasts of Nurgle might be my favorite thing in all of 40K. I just love those guys.
Why are they your favorite?
Well, I love them in game because they're just like immovable. They're just like they do so much damage and they're so hard to kill. But in like the lore, like they're one of the only things that I found for demons that aren't like actually evil. They just want to have fun. Like that's literally their thing. They're just happy and they want to play with you. And then they kind of
Beasts just
accidentally
wanna have fun.
yeah,
Oh, beast.
yeah. And then they'll kill you on accident because they don't know how to play. But
They play too rough.
yeah, I was reading the Beast of Nurgle like entry on the Games Workshop site,
Yeah.
and it's just so wholesome. Like I don't know how you could not love these models. Like it even says like let me read this really quick.
Yeah.
For all their horrifying aspects, they are friendly and enthusiastic creatures. Their minds know nothing of malice or spite, and as they squirm into battle, they do not seek to slaughter the enemy, but to play with them. How sweet is that?
That's very sweet, Shane. Also very terrifying. I would
I
not want to be a poor guardsman caught up and turned into a beast of Nurgle's plaything.
they just want to play, dude. Yeah, though I've been having fun with it. Maybe I'll document a little bit of my journey into, my Nurgle journey here in 40K.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, everybody loves orcs because of, including myself, because of how goofy and funny they are.
Yeah.
But Nurgle demons are super goofy and super funny.
Yeah.
Um, but they're gross, so people don't like them as much. And on the topic of Big Hammer, uh,
Well, look at you with all these
I know, dude. I'm
transitions.
just killing it right now.
It's like we're professional podcasters or something.
I know it's like we've been doing this for over a year and a half or something. Um, there was big news from ITC like a few days ago.
Yeah. A few days ago was when I saw the initial Reddit post.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was somebody actually got like banned from not the events, but they from banned from like actually like accruing ITC points for the whole season because so when I saw it initially, it was I just said something about conduct and I thought that there was like video of somebody just being like a lunatic at a tournament or like maybe they got hammered or something. Um, but then I found out that the guy was cheating and he was doing it on stream.
on stream in
Yeah.
1080p. So there's like levels to this.
Yeah.
there's like levels to this. First off, you're you're being a dick because you're cheating.
You're cheating in a 40K tournament. Like, what is the point?
Like, how much was this prize support, dude? Like, come
Right.
on.
And to what I heard, he didn't even win the tournament. He
No, he
got third.
didn't. Like, he wound up placing third, and then they stripped him of his third place title and all the prize support once the TO went back and like watched the VOD, and they awarded it to the orc player who he was cheating against
Great.
on the VOD.
Good.
Also the so yeah, you're cheating. You're cheating on stream
Right.
where everybody can see your dice rolls. So not
there's a
only are you a cheater, you're also like very small brain.
yeah. Like there's a camera above.
There's
Like
a
he was
cam and it can see everything, dude.
yeah,
Like he
like
was rolling behind pieces of terrain
so that his opponent
so
couldn't
that his
see.
opponent, yeah.
But
And
there's a camera.
it wasn't just like this happened once and it's like but this costs the game. No, it was like multiple instances over the game where he was just completely like lying about his die rolls to his opponent.
Yeah.
Um, that's just terrible sportsmanship, man. You hate to see it. And then like this particular player, the one who cheated, he's a very well known player. Like
Hmm.
he's been interviewed on a bunch of the podcasts on the Frontline Gaming Network. So like he's well known to ITC tournament organizers and other players and stuff like that. And so I mean, kudos to this tournament organizer for the tournament that this transpired at because it was his first time TOing.
Yeah.
So I could see how um, like metering out like they did like a 30-day ban on like the tournament circuit for him. They stripped him of the prize support, gave the third place prize support to the org player, stuff like that. So good for the TO
Yeah.
for not being intimidated by the clout in the competitive 40K community that this particular player has.
Yeah. Like I'm not I don't know if we're gonna say the guy's name, but I looked him up and it's like you could see interviews of him like talking about his faction and his play, and it's like what a shame.
Yeah, it really is. Like a lot of other people are talking about this as well. And they're like refraining from saying the player's name, and so like I guess we'll do the same.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but
You can
you
look it
know,
up
I
and find it
yeah,
very
you can
easily.
yeah. Um I think they have the player's name on the ITC website. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think the punishment that they came out with was pretty fair. You know, they banned him from accruing points through the ITC for a year. I think that's fair. You know,
Yeah.
I heard that some people were calling for like a lifetime ban, and I'm like, I don't know, a
Yeah. I
lifetime
mean,
ban.
hopefully the idea is hopefully, this like very cliche, but like hopefully he learns from this and
Yeah,
in a year's time when he if he comes back, it's you got to take something away from a situation like this because like the fact that just the idea that like how hard like I know like I as a kill team player myself and I know a ton of people who just work their butt off prepping for these events and buying these models and building and painting and all this game planning, and for 40K there's more of that because there's it's so much more of an investment and the
yeah,
games are longer and there's it takes way longer to build and paint, and I mean you're spending hundreds of dollars, sometimes over $1,000, and like so dozens of hours, and for somebody to go and just outright cheat at an event, I mean it's just pathetic. So hopefully he learns from this.
yeah. And this
Good.
is something that this is a lesson that others can take from as well.
Yeah.
You know, don't cheat.
Please come on guys. Fortunately I've never seen anything like this really to that level in kill team, so hope I
No.
never do. I guess like if you're at an event and like you consistently can't see your opponent's dice and like,
Yeah, like call them out.
be
Like
like, hey, can you just roll
make your
that so I
opponent
can see?
roll their dice in
Yeah.
front of like in so everybody can see it at the
Yeah.
table and you just don't have to take it at their word.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like a confrontation. You can just say, hey, can you just roll your dice so that like we can both see? I don't think that's out of the question,
No. No.
especially when there's so many dice being rolled.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 40K, man. It's something.
It is something, especially when you're running 13 aggressors.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dice being rolled.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've seen it. I've been on the receiving end.
Yes, yes, and they're all re-rolling. Yeah,
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 yeah.
it's crazy.
But on to, I guess, less depressing things. There's a lot of new codexes coming out.
The AdMech one,
Drakari.
it got postponed, I think, or
Oh, did it?
delayed. Yeah,
Oh no. I
yeah.
saw
This,
we had some teasers for new AdMech weapons.
yeah,
Like the arc rifle is getting changed, but we don't have all of it available to us. What we do have is the Drakari Codex, and there's a bunch of changes to a lot of Drakari models that are in Kill Team. So I figured we
mm,
could do like a quick rundown, talk about some of the changes that have happened that are not yet, but will eventually make their way to Kill Team.
yeah.
Um, who knows if they'll get new models to Kill Team, but we can at least, look at the models that are already in the game. Not even speculate. We could just deduce that, okay, well, this is eventually going to be in our game. So have you gotten the chance to look really at the new codex?
I have not, but the one thing that I've heard a lot about recently is it's a commander's model in Kill Team already. The Drakari Succubus. Have you heard about this?
I've heard the succubus is really good now.
It's like if you put razor flails on it, like you take razor flails as its weapon, it can get up to like 42 attacks or something.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Fortunately, I think it's through like mechanics that simply do not exist in Kill Team.
Thank God.
But the razor flails, as they are now, I believe, in Kill Team. I've never used this model in Kill Team, so I'm just spitballing here. But razor flails, it's basically whenever you make a hit roll with this model, you roll 2 dice instead of one. So
Okay.
essentially, you're getting like double the amount of normal attacks.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you take it as whatever the witch cult is that makes it +1 strength. So
Yeah.
now it's up to strength 4. No AP or anything, but yeah, that's all I that's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And then like
Um,
what is it, the Cabalites,
yeah.
like
I'm just
they
gonna
got
go
an
down.
extra
I've
attack.
got the
Yeah, yeah,
codex
go ahead. Go
in
ahead.
front of me. So Kabalite warriors, they got some changes. They now have 2 attacks each, and before they had one. So not a huge change there. But the Dark Lance is now D3 damage +3 rather than D6, so that's a buff. Um, Blaster seems to still be D6. Same for the Blast Pistol. The Shredder, I think, is the same. Splinter Cannon is now 2 damage, so that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Granted, it's Strength 3, but well, actually, no. Sorry, it's a poison weapon, so it's 4 up. Anything else? Agonizer's AP3. It was AP2 before, and they obviously got the
Mm.
new Power Sword, so Strength +1, AP3, 1 damage.
Mm.
So, I mean, Kabalite Warriors look a little bit stronger in Kill Team. The 2 attacks is nice. I wouldn't plan on leaning into that ever. Um, I would now for sure take a Sybarite. When I was building Cabal lists before, I would never take a Sybarite.
Yeah, same.
I know some people liked her with the Agonizer, but now that the Agonizer is AP3, I would totally consider that. Witches they have 3 attacks now. I think they had 2 before. So with their weapons, they'll get up to 4. That might be the same actually. No, I think it was 2. Now it's 3. But
Uh-huh.
looking at their weapons, Hydra gauntlets are strength +2, AP2 now.
Oh, wow.
They don't reroll wound rolls anymore, but that's pretty
I
interesting.
mean, yeah, strength 5 for
Yeah,
witches is huge.
still an additional attack. Hekatari Blade is now AP1, so that's a legitimate option, which makes
Yeah.
actual. Before it was witch fighters that you would take, and you generally steer clear of just normal witches. But
Mhm.
with AP1 strength 4, I think you can actually look at normal witches, especially with
Yeah.
1 extra attack.
Mhm.
So they'll have 4 attacks, strength 4, AP1. So that's pretty good. Really good chaff model. New power sword, obviously. Razor flails. Yep, you make 2 hit rolls instead of 1. So that's like 8 attacks or 6 attacks on a basic witch. Pretty good. AP1.
Yeah.
Shardnet and Impaler is AP2 now instead of AP1. Still 2 damage. So that's a really good weapon. Yeah, I think that's all the witch stuff. I don't think I'm missing anything here. So far, just everything's getting stronger.
Yeah. And then we get to the homunculus covens.
Yes, so the racks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Basically the racks. Yeah.
yeah, the
I heard they got worse.
The data sheets look the same to me. Still strength 3, 1 wound, toughness 4, 2 attacks, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3. So the hex rifle, that weapon, I know you liked this weapon, Ryan. It's
Yeah.
now strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. So that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Way better than it is now. The liquefier is now strength 4, D6. Um,
Oh, finally.
and it's just a flat AP2 instead of APD3, which
Oh,
I like
that's
that.
yeah. Please, please.
um, Ossifactors, AP3, 2 damage, still wounds on a 2. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would like, holy crap, that's fantastic. It doesn't
Yeah.
appear to still have that ability, though.
Of the potential to like inflict a mortal wound
Yeah.
on a model within 2 inches or something.
Yeah.
That like rarely ever happened, and the one time it did happen, like I beat Byrnid that game, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
Yeah. The electrocorrosive whip is now 1 damage. Crazy enough. So that got worse. It's still AP2. Poison, so wounds on 4s. The flesh gauntlet is now strength +1, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing that does mortal wounds on a 6.
Yeah.
The mind phase gauntlet, AP1, it's now 2 damage. So basically, all these weapons that you were never taking before in the Akathist, a lot of them are getting stronger.
Yeah.
Our favorite, the Venom Blade, is unchanged, except it's now AP1, so that's incredible in Kill Team.
Yeah.
Scissor Hands, AP2 now, and each time you fight, you get 2 additional attacks with it, so that's pretty good. And then it just says Rack Blade,
Rack Blade.
which
Maybe
seems to have
Homunculus
replaced.
Tools
Yeah,
was
I
its old name.
yeah, it seems to have replaced the Homunculus Tools. It still always wins on a 4, but it's AP1.
Okay.
So holy crap, Rax got. In my opinion, I think this is a huge buff for Rax.
What can you take a look at their invulnerable save? Do they still have a 5 up base invulnerable save?
Let's take a look. Oh, I got to go to page 89 for this. Hang in there.
Okay.
Okay, I found it. So, Power from Pain. So it's, yeah, they get Blade Artists. When they get an attack with a melee weapon on an unmodified wound roll of 6, you improve the AP by 1. They have Insensible to Pain, so they get a 5 up Feel No Pain.
Right.
And it looks like on the new Power from Pain table, it's a 6 up Invuln is the first round instead of 6 up Feel No Pain. So they get a 5 up Feel No Pain and a 6 up Invuln, which is definitely worse than a 4 up Invuln and a 6 up Feel
Right.
No Pain.
Yeah.
But it seems like what they've done, they're still T4. I assume Prophets of Flesh would
Yeah,
probably
that's what
be
I was going to ask
unchanged.
you to look at next.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Prophets of Flesh, whatever it is in 40k, will be the same in Kill Team. So, I mean, that just depends on whether they decide to keep Prophets of Flesh the same. If they do, I think Rex are overall buffed because they get a 4 up Invuln, 5 up Feel No Pain, and all their
Right.
offense is better now. Yeah. Basically, they're more killy. They might be more survivable if Prophets is untouched.
Yeah.
And their guns got a lot better too. Next, Incubi. So, Incubi got a big old buff. They're now weapon skill 2. This includes the Clave X. So they just hit on 2s to start. Their Clave is strength +2 instead of, instead of being strength +1, it's now strength +2. And it's AP3 still, and it's just a flat 2 damage. That's really good.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And they can take demi claves. I don't know if this is going to be a thing in Kill Team. Oh, it looks like the Clavex can take the demi claves. So they can, instead of using the normal clave profile, it's strength +1, AP2, damage 2, and you get 2 additional attacks.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. I mean, Incubi sound horrifying.
To play against, yeah.
yeah, for sure. Really strong looking models. Mandrakes, I think they're unchanged.
Yeah.
They look pretty much the same. Grotesques, I think the profile is the same. Obviously, there's going to be some differences with the way that the homunculi abilities factor in with the Feel No Pain and the Invuln. Liquefier stronger. They can take that. Also, the Liquefier, like all the other flamers, is 12 inches. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Flesh Gauntlet's better. We talked about that. And the Monstrous Cleaver is now 2 damage. So that's horrifying. This is like,
Yeah, geez. Grotesque's auto take?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's funny. We used to talk about one of the only weaknesses that Drakari has is the lack of multi damage, and
Yeah.
across the board, there's just way more of it.
Yeah. So if
So
these changes, well, I should say when changes from this codex are imported into Kill Team, Drakari, in my opinion, will go up a tier.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, what tier did we have them in?
Um,
We already had them at A, right? I
B
don't
or
know
A,
if
yeah, they're
B or
all going
A.
to be one of the top teams, and this is going to be scary once it makes its way to Kill Team. So
Yeah.
they'll certainly be able to
Yeah.
handle Marines. So
Yeah. That's what I've been hearing a lot is that, the that Necrons and Marines are already feeling the Codex creep
yeah,
from Death Guard and Drakari, and you look at like the latest results, and Space Marines are like closer towards the bottom of like the top 10 finishes than they are the top. So,
yeah, I haven't really looked too much at the Death Guard Codex. What I know is Poxwalkers are a lot stronger than they were before. Poxwalkers are toughness 4 now in Big Hammer,
ooh,
and they have a 6 up feel no pain instead of a 5 up. I mean, yeah, they're
yeah, they like
Poxwalkers still.
lost disgustingly resilient, right? Or did
Yeah,
they
it
just
seems that
change it
yeah,
to being a six?
disgusting resilient is for the Plague Marines, for all the 2 wound guys, so the Marines and the Terminators, it's a -1 to damage from attacks that are coming in on them.
Right, right.
So like a 2 damage hit becomes 1 damage, which when you've got these 2 wound toughness 5 models, I think Death Guard could start looking really strong.
Yeah, I mean just in like big 40K, like my the power fists on those 13 aggressors are okay, cool. Now they're all 1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Death Guard, once Death Guard gets their changes too, they're going to be tough. I think they will actually be like, ever since Elites came out, like the durability, like the toughness and resilience of Death Guard isn't actually, it's kind of overstated because there's so much access to like high AP,
Yeah.
strength 5, strength 6 or higher. Plague Marines aren't actually that durable,
No.
and that's what they're meant to be. So once the new Plague Marines come over to Kill Team, Death Guard's going to get a big bump. And yeah, I mean, anything else that we want to touch on? I've hit everything on my list. So
Yeah, I think that's everything. All right.
yeah,
Very cool. So, thank you guys for once again tuning into another episode of the Command Point podcast. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers for, making the content creation that you guys all enjoy well worth it. We hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we'll talk to you again soon.